Do you have any hot takes?
Uh, might be a little too hot for some people, but I think Kohra is better than Patal Lok.
Ooh.
Hi, and welcome to Moviemaniacs podcast, where we talk about films and shows from India and around the world. I am Bodhi,
And I'm Sneha.
and we are
Movie Maniacs.
Moviemaniacs. So, this is our very first video episode. We have three more episodes that we've done before this, but those were in audio only format.
All of them are available on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, and all other podcast platforms.
Yes, and we might just make them available on YouTube as well.
Yes.
So, today we are going to talk about a show that we recently watched the second season of, which is Kohrra.
Yes. I mean, I you also watched the first season when it came out. I watched both the seasons back to back recently.
Yes.
So,
I watched season one when it released, I think in 2023.
mm-hmm.
But since we were supposed to do this episode, I thought, why not just go back and watch the second season as well? And I did, and it was excellent. So we thought that we should do an episode on this. Um, so, Kohra, when I watched season one and then I revisited season two, not revisited, like watched season two, I felt it is a superior example of a crime thriller from India. I mean,
Yes, the internet, Wikipedia, everything calls it a crime thriller.
mhm.
I don't exactly know how much I agree with the thriller part. I mean, of course, it deals with crimes. It is a police procedural for sure.
Yeah.
And I think it's an excellent social commentary.
Yes, this definitely is a show that deals more with the social structure of a small town than anything else. But I still think it is a thriller because it fits the classic tropes of a thriller, like it has a mystery. And the police officers, they do solve the mystery. There are chase sequences and other things like that. I mean, I would say this does qualify as a thriller.
Okay, yes. But it also works as an excellent social commentary
Mhm.
on these fictitious
Small
small
towns. Yeah.
towns of Punjab. And I felt that these stories, though they are about the crimes, but they are so much more about the people that inhabit these towns,
Right. Yeah.
right? About the society that they belong from.
Hmm.
So about the issues that plague these small towns. So these two towns, because season one and season two are set in different small towns in
Yes.
Punjab.
Yeah.
So yes, that's what I felt.
Absolutely. Yes. I mean, although the seasons start with the crime, it becomes so much more than just that by the end of the two seasons. It becomes about the people in it,
Yes.
about the things happening in this small town or things that are not happening in these small spaces and towns,
Mm-hmm.
and how things transpire around these people.
Yes.
So, talking about police procedurals, what do you think makes uh, Kohra different from the other major police procedurals and crime thrillers that we've seen from India? The first that comes to mind is Delhi Crime. You have watched it, I have not. So,
Yes. Delhi Crime is one of the most critically acclaimed police procedurals, I think.
yes.
It is very well made, sure, but it is a police procedural. It focuses on the crime,
Hmm.
it focuses on the criminals, it focuses on how the police, Delhi police, is doing an excellent job of solving the crime and
Yes.
how they are going through it, right?
Right.
Like the process.
Hmm.
Kohra, on the other hand, I felt was less about the crime, or it became lesser and lesser about the crime that the both the seasons begin with.
Hmm.
Of course, it starts with a crime,
Yes.
and goes through the process of finding the criminals,
Yes.
but it becomes lesser and lesser about the crime and more about the issues that are plaguing the society, small town Punjab or India in general, maybe in
Mm-hmm.
some certain sense. And also, which I found refreshingly different from most police procedurals, is that here the hero, the cop,
Mm-hmm.
is,
Balbir Singh in the first season.
or Garundi, Amarpal Garundi,
Mm-hmm.
both of them who have the responsibility of solving the crime, they are not heroes. They are not like they would swoop in and fix things. They are not that kind of character. Something
Mm-hmm.
like Shefali Shah was in Delhi Crime,
Okay.
or even in other police procedurals like Patal Lok or Dahar, or other like the police procedurals
Mm-hmm.
that we have in our country or elsewhere. Most of the times it's the hero, the character, the protagonist who
Mm-hmm.
swoops in and tries to fix it, and he's the hero, right?
Mm-hmm.
He or she.
Yes.
Here, both of them, Balbir Singh and Amarpal, are extremely flawed characters themselves.
Even Dhanwant Kaur in season 2.
In season two, Dhanwant Kaur herself,
Yes.
yes. Yes, extremely flawed. They have their own problems that they need to deal with, their own demons that they need to deal with. And in certain senses, they are in the wrong, like
Yes, definitely. Yes.
morally flawed, ethically flawed as well. So that as well seemed a very refreshing change.
Yes. I mean, the writers, they don't pull their punches when it comes to making these characters. Yes, absolutely. I feel that this is a very fresh take in how Indian police procedurals are constructed and made. And I think case in point are the characters like we were talking about. Although the three characters are majorly flawed, they can absolutely differentiate between their work and their personal spaces, which is something that we do not see in most of the other police procedurals.
I mean, also, for instance, in the case of, say, Hatira,
Mm-hmm.
or in the case of, I'm forgetting Shiv Ali Shah's character's name in Delhi Crime. I think these are the two police procedurals in recent times, and hence we are referring to them
Yes.
frequently. Um, if you notice that their personal lives and the crimes that are taking place, or the social space of the
Mm-hmm.
crimes and the criminals,
Mm-hmm.
are very different.
Right.
Here, on the other hand, they all inhabit the same social space in that sense.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
Balbir Singh, Dhanwant Kaur, or Amarpal Garundi, all of them have the same social space as, say, Paul.
Right.
Of course, Paul is an NRI,
But their
so
but his
is
family.
Preet,
But
but the
his
family,
yes.
they have, or all the suspects for that
Mm-hmm.
matter, not just the victims or their families, but the suspects are all in the same social space, and hence they are dealing with similar kind of issues,
Mm-hmm.
problems, struggles, like
Yes.
patriarchy, class struggle, feudalism, all of the complexities that are there in.
To simplify, they can relate to the problems that the suspects, I mean, the people investigating the
Even if
crime.
not
Yes.
relate, but they all converge at some point,
Yes.
I feel.
Do you feel that this has something to do with how it is a small town?
Probably, both these seasons
Mm-hmm.
being set in fictional small town Punjab probably helps that in a way,
Right.
because it makes it in a very smaller microcosm,
Yes.
to
A
use the word.
microcosm of India.
So both these seasons have something in common, that both of them begin with the murder of two NRI
Mm-hmm.
Indians.
Right.
First one was Paul from UK,
Mm-hmm.
and the second one is Preet from
US.
US. And both of them are murdered near in their hometowns in Punjab.
Mm-hmm.
But what is the story beneath the surface? That is the surface level.
Right.
That okay, they are killed and
Mm-hmm.
there are suspects.
And the major themes that I think came forward in both the seasons, they're pretty much similar, are dysfunctional relationships, patriarchy, and I think one of the most prominent ones was toxic masculinity. If you think
Yes.
about it,
Yes.
uh, Balbir Singh's character in season one was the epitome and the uh, perfect character to show how patriarchy and toxic masculinity ruins families.
I mean, if you think like that, I think it's almost mirrors Paul's father's character as well. The way
Yes,
both these
yes.
fathers
Hmm.
were trying to control their children's lives.
Yeah.
So his child is dead,
Hmm.
and this one's child is suffering. His daughter,
She
Balbir
tries to
Singh's,
commit suicide.
he of course almost dies.
Yeah.
So, and both of them are extremely toxic fathers. They
Hmm.
might be Balbir Singh is a very good policeman, but he's a terrible father.
Yes. And he not only has to deal with the attempted suicide of his daughter, it is also shown that his wife committed suicide as well.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And
And
of course, he does a lot of course, that is shown much later,
yes.
but he also has done a lot of morally, ethically questionable things.
Hmm.
While Amarpal Garunde's morally questionable things are shown during, the process of finding
He
or,
is almost in the process of committing those incidents in his life.
morally, yes.
Yes. I mean, his relationship with his sister in law, something which gains a lot of traction and plays a major role in season two.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it has a less significant.
Not just that, of course, that is happening in his personal life. Think about how the police violence
Mhm.
that is shown in the police brutality that is shown in the first season,
Yes,
something that Amarpal does in season one repeatedly,
yes,
something that I think he avoids doing in second season.
yeah, yeah. I
That is,
noticed that
he
as well.
in the first season he's an extremely violent man.
Hmm.
He's not just whatever he's doing with his sister-in-law,
Hmm.
but also at his work, the police brutality.
It's almost like he takes out the frustration of his house or his family space.
I am not sure whether
Mhm.
it's a frustration or that is the way he thinks a policeman has
I
to
mean, think
be.
of how he treated Sakar in police lockup, and
Yes.
he almost regrets having dealt with him that way when, in the end, it is proved that Sakar has nothing to do with the crime at all.
That's what I'm saying. So it's I don't know if it is at all about his personal life,
Hmm.
or maybe he thinks that a young policeman has to behave like this with suspects
Right.
to get the truth out, to go ahead in his career,
Hmm.
maybe get ahead in his career. I'm not sure, but yes, these are extremely flawed characters. I mean, talking about Barbary Singh, he has committed murder.
Hmm.
He has, spoiler, he murdered his informer, has
Yes.
kind of an affair or kind of a relationship with that person's wife.
Wife. Yeah.
He
Widow.
is, yes, he is abusive to his daughter,
Hmm.
restrictive and patriarchal and
He even
oppress.
beats up his daughter's lover, for
Yes,
instance.
yes.
Yeah.
So both of them extremely flawed,
Hmm.
but so are all the other characters as well. You cannot really um, sympathize a lot with Paul's father,
You
for that
cannot
matter.
sympathize honestly with anybody.
Anyone. Talking about even Liam's mother.
Hmm.
Oh, very, I was surprised to see Captain Russell's sister.
Yeah.
Teen Guna Lagan.
Ugh.
I'm so sorry. Yes,
Yeah.
but I mean, she knew that Liam was responsible. She didn't want to say that because she wanted to find her
Find her
son.
son. Absolutely. True.
So all of them are morally flawed. Everyone, each of them,
Hmm.
and there are layers of,
Complexity to each of them. But the other thing that I really wanted to talk about was how the social structure of these small towns is different from, let's say, big cities, metropolitan cities, and how even things like enslavement of sorts was shown in season two.
I mean, yes, one of the, again, spoiler.
No, we assume that whoever's watching this has watched both the
Yes,
seasons.
true. So the season literally starts in a animal shed, a cow shed,
Hmm.
and with animals in shackles.
Right.
And by the end of it, you know that there were human beings in shackles.
They
Yes,
were being
and
treated as
they were being
animals.
treated as
Yes.
animals. They were
Hmm.
dehumanized, and how that kind of dehumanization was normalized.
Hmm.
So much that Bajinder, Preet's
Brother.
brother,
Yeah.
he doesn't even regret doing that. He doesn't see it as something that is wrong. He says
Yes.
that my father got this.
I
I
inherited.
inherited them
Yeah.
with the farm. I inherited human beings with the farm.
I was. I mean, Garundi's reaction in that scene said it all. He was like, what are you even saying?
Exactly. There is no remorse.
Yes.
There is no remorse.
Also, speaking of uh, complicated pasts of the characters being shown, the main primary characters being shown, I think Dhanwant Kaur's past was had also a significant amount of impact on how she was doing and the kind of things that she was shown doing in season two.
I mean, she was probably not as flawed as, say, Amarpal or Balbir Singh in the first season.
Hmm.
But I think what was flawed in her character as well was the fact that she seemed to be very perceptive about other things,
And
about
people,
about people, but she seemed to lack that kind of sensitiveness or perceptiveness when it comes to her own husband.
right, right.
He was wrecked with guilt
Hmm.
about their son.
Hmm.
She seemed to not notice that. She was so consumed by her own guilt
Hmm.
and probably by her urge to, move on. She's shown to be doing IVF, and wanting to have another child. But she seems to be completely oblivious of the fact that her husband is going through such an immense guilt.
I felt that she was almost forcing herself to move on in a manner where,
Not just herself, she was forcing her husband to move on as well and not
yes,
letting him grieve.
right, right. And that is kind of what we see at the end of season two, where he is in therapy, he's in a group therapy sessions, and he's he kind of is starting to deal with the loss of their son.
Not just the police,
Hmm.
but also when it comes to, even in season two, the suspects or the family of the
Hmm.
victim, for
Hmm.
example, Preet's family. All of them are so complex, so deeply flawed as well. Bajinder, we spoke about
Yeah,
already, but Preet's sister-in-law, for that matter,
yeah.
she herself is again very patriarchal.
Hmm.
She has her own. She tried to get Preet
Killed.
murdered
Yes,
because of the deep-seated patriarchy in herself.
right.
Her husband is having an affair with the nanny.
Hmm.
Her, rebound boyfriend, whatever,
Hmm.
Johnny Malang,
Yeah.
he tried to cheat her of the money, some money. All of them are such
Everybody is in it for their own
own.
gain.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
and
yes.
it's the society, I think, which makes them function in this way. Also, I find the use of social media
Hmm.
and this entire profession of social media influencers and
Hmm.
dancers and all of that very interestingly used in both the seasons. In the first one there is Sakar, with
Right.
his rap song and all of
Hmm.
that. In
Hmm.
the second one it's Johnny Malang and his girlfriend, a Bunny
Yes.
Gulati or something.
Yeah.
Yes, all of them. So there is such a huge divide between what they project on screen or, on social media and what their real lives are. Their
Yeah.
real lives are so murky, so bleak, and what is portrayed on the screen or in social media is so flashy and colorful and vibrant.
Right.
So that divide, also this urge that everyone wants to go international, everyone
Yeah.
wants to be leave India and become NRI. The motivation behind all of that, something that we know is a stereotype in with Punjab, but also from my friend who is
Yeah.
from Punjab, a bit of insight about how so many people from Punjab
They
just
are
wants
obsessed.
to,
Yes.
they're obsessed with going abroad.
Yes.
In the
By
first
hook or by
season,
crook.
um, it's the bride's name is Veera.
Veera Soni, I believe.
Yes. So she is so obsessed about going abroad that she just dumps her boyfriend and wants to get married
Yeah.
and move abroad. without a thought.
Mm-hmm.
In the second one also there is this, that like they the Dhanvant asks that, who have you checked with the neighbors?
Mm-hmm.
And he says, Amarpal says that, oh, the neighbors are not here, their house is locked, they're all in Italy. So it kind of shows these little touches, these
Right.
little informations, gives you a portrait of the small town or the
Yes.
rural Punjab
Mm-hmm.
or Punjab in general, I guess. So that it's
Mm-hmm.
not just about this one
Mm-hmm.
person. This show doesn't revolve around just the victim
Yes.
or just the suspect, but it gives a complete picture of the place.
Exactly. And talking about complete picture, although it doesn't really play a very big role in this show, the drug problem.
Ah,
Yes, although it doesn't play a
it does. What are you saying? It does play a big role. I mean, in the first season, they are going to get drugs, Paul and
yes. I
Liam,
mean, they are
and
going to
it's a
get.
drug addict who actually comes and finishes the job.
Hmm. I mean, although that is true, I mean, they do not focus on that problem. I think they kind of consciously try to steer clear of trying to make that not the central point of the whole
But it is not the central point. It is all of these different problems come together to create what
the
the
society
society
is.
is.
Yeah.
No one problem can be a central problem. That is a very sloppy way of writing or looking at a society, I feel. If you
True.
just think that, something that Urta Punjab, for
Hmm.
example, did, of course, it is a very good movie. I really loved it.
Yes.
But if you're saying that the problem with this one space is just this one issue,
Hmm.
so the moment you remove that issue,
Hmm.
is all the issues or all the problems of that space solved? No,
I mean, that is exactly what I was going to arrive at, that the drug issue is not the focus at all
it's
here.
not
It's
central.
a lot of different things that come together. Yes. I think that's what the show does really well, of showing how different things can make something go bad.
And also, it's like the problems are also unclear.
Yeah.
Like the name of the
Name of the
show,
show.
Kohra, which means fog,
Yeah.
which makes everything seems, unclear.
Hmm.
The problems that are creating these crimes are also unclear. They're all kind of blurred into each other. The lines are not defined,
Yeah.
that this is the problem and this is the solution, or this is the problem for which this is the result.
Right.
No, there are so many problems. The lines are blurred, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on. Uh, if you had to choose between season one and season two, which one would it be?
It would be season two for me. I mean, season one did a very good job,
Hmm.
sure. But I think season two took it much further, in the sense that I felt the characters were much more complex. They were.
I, before you go further, I would also say yes, I agree with you, and I think season two is better. Yes. So go on.
No, why do you think season two is better?
I think the makers kind of were able to polish their craft further a lot more in season two. The plot is tighter. The characters have much more finesse in their writing, and the issues being shown are much more clear and much more severe, I would say. I mean, did you really know that there was this uh, enslavement issue with
The
Punjab?
bonded labor and
Bonded
all of
labor?
that? No, I didn't
I
know
did
that.
not as well.
But again, like, of course, season one also shows issues
Hmm.
about like very dysfunctional
Yes.
families and toxic masculinity, and how society still perceives
Yeah.
homosexuality and all of that. Sure, they were important grave
Hmm.
issues, but season 2 takes it so much further,
Right. That's what
where,
I'm saying. Yeah.
for example, when you think about, say, Preet, the character who's murdered,
Hmm.
think about how all the people who are being interrogated or questioned about Preet,
Yeah.
how they respond when her brother is asked, does he look really sad, or do they, I mean,
I think he never looks sad throughout the
So many
season.
people really wanted her dead, I felt.
Hmm.
And she was judged for the way she led her life much before she died. When the police go to talk to her friend, her childhood friend, the childhood friend's husband doesn't let this friend utter one single word.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah.
And he keeps saying that, oh, she had it coming.
Hmm.
She led a very, she led a fast life or whatever. So Preet was slut shamed
Hmm.
for just being an independent woman, I
Yeah.
guess, or just for not fitting into the category of a
Hmm.
sanskari woman.
That's kind of exactly what her sister-in-law says when she comes to the police. And
To confess,
yes,
she says that,
Janani nu. I'm sorry, my Punjabi is terrible.
so basically she just says that, she Preet had everything. She had
Hmm.
family, she had money and everything. Why does she have to ask for property from her brother?
Yeah.
Like something that legally she is entitled to.
Yes.
But yet her sister-in-law says that, do you think if I ask a part of property from my brother, would that be
Correct.
correct?
Yeah.
So, a woman should know her place. That's what she
Mhm.
says in Punjabi, I believe,
Yeah.
that a woman should know her place. So deeply, deeply patriarchal and flawed people.
Yeah. We have to talk about some of the major performances
Yes.
in the show. Let's start with Balbir Singh. Suvinder Vicky played Balbir Singh. What did you think of him? I loved him as.
You are raving about him. You should be the
Yes.
one talking about Balbir Singh's character. Of course, I loved
I
him. Yes.
uh, I haven't seen Balbir Singh in anything else
You mean
before this.
Surinder Vicky?
My bad. Yes, I mean Suvinder Vicky. I haven't watched Suvinder Vicky in anything else before this.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time I came across him, and I was fascinated by the way he played Balbir Singh. He was the skin of the character,
It
and
didn't seem like he was performing. He
right,
was just behaving. He was just
absolutely.
being. Yes.
His from the misgivings that the character had, from the anger to the guilt, everything. He played it with his eyes and with everything that was there.
Mm-hmm.
His chemistry with uh, Barun Sobti,
Sopti.
yeah,
Yes.
uh,
It's not true. Yes.
as Amarpal Garundi, uh, it was excellent.
Yeah.
It was excellent, and you could see that he felt every single emotion that the character had to portray. If even if it was guilt, if it was betrayal, if it was this sheer sadness of losing his wife, although he couldn't quite convey that to his daughter.
I think the word I would use for his performance is very understated. He was not,
In your face.
yes.
Hmm.
It's very understated, very subtle,
Hmm.
his portrayal. I loved it. Yes. Barun Sopti also does an excellent job of doing Amarpal. His how he's rash and violent in season 1, and how he's guilt ridden in season 2. And in a way he's trying to run away from his past.
Yes.
And I think all the characters for that matter, they
Hmm.
are all they are so shackled by their pasts, the shackles that are showed so many times in season 2. Also his sister-in-law
Right.
Raji,
Hmm.
his brother
Brother, yeah.
Jangpaji,
Hmm.
all of them, they are so much shackled by their pasts, I feel, and so are all the other characters.
Hmm.
Excellent job. But yes, the standout, before I go to Arun, standout performance for me was Arun.
Yeah.
Before I move on to Arun, because I know I have a lot to say,
Hmm.
Dhanwant Kaur,
Yeah.
Mona Singh,
Mona Singh as Dhanwant Kaur.
excellent. I mean, while watching it, I was telling you that how in her movements, in her costumes as well, costume department did an excellent job. Like even when she's at home and she's
Hmm.
not wearing her
Police
police
uniform.
uniform, uh, when she's just going outside, she's almost stripped of her femininity. Not just the way she looks, not just her hair and makeup, no, but all her movements. the way she behaves. She's not
You're
masculine. And I don't know whether it is because she is a woman in a man's world,
Mhm.
or whether it is a result of her losing her only son, which probably is one connect to her
Mhm.
feminine side, I guess. I don't know. But she is, you know,
I think it probably is a mix of a whole lot of different things, but
yeah.
the point is that it is.
Yeah. Again, a very she's very quiet,
Mm-hmm.
very subtle, very subdued, and I really loved how they showed, the equation between Dhanwant and Karundi.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever, because she's going through IVF, her body is reacting and she's unwell a lot of
Right.
times. I really love how uh, Amarpal doesn't question her.
Mm-hmm.
He just silently offers her water.
Right. Very
I find
respectful.
that not just respectful, he's being, now, because he's living with a woman, like literally living, not just having like a sexual relationship,
Mm-hmm.
but like with his wife,
Yes.
he's become softer. And somehow that has transformed
Mm-hmm.
something in him. He's become more sensitive, I feel. There's these slight changes. Of course, he makes these jokes when he's not around, these very WhatsApp uncle jokes. That's, oh, at work there is a boss, at home there is another boss, but it's almost playfully done.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's shown to be so much respectful
Mm-hmm.
towards her.
His
He,
evolution, I would say, from season one to season two,
yes,
it's very important.
he never
Also,
passes a judgment. He never
absolutely.
questions her, just offers water.
Also, a
I
very
really
big
love that.
proof of his evolution, I would say, is when he's on a call with Dhanwant Kaur and she mentions something that even women can, and he's like, he,
He slaps his head like
yes,
this.
yes,
Yes,
of course.
yes, yes. I really like this very
Mm-hmm.
subtle humor. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't make you go ha ha ha,
Mm-hmm.
but there is a subtle
The small
humor,
smile that you
small,
get.
yes, yes.
Yes. Now, Prerak Mehta as Arun, your
Ah,
favorite character in season
yes.
two.
Every time he was on screen, my heart broke for him. I don't know. It's just such a heartbreaking performance that was. It was so beautiful the way he did it. I mean, if you notice how he plays it, and it's excellent, excellent direction, of course, as well. When you first see him, he's trying to find his father. He
Yes.
goes to the police, and he's working at this food stall. He makes a mistake, or he doesn't. We don't know. A customer says, "This is not what I ordered."
Right.
And he talks back. He says, "Look, no, you ordered
Mm,
this."
yeah.
And he talks back, he argues, and of course the customer gets angry and all of that, and and then the food drops and all
Mm-hmm.
of that is happening. He's much more verbal. As the time goes on in the series,
Yeah.
he's so mistreated by everyone, it almost feels like he's shrinking. He's anyway like a very
Yeah.
small guy. It feels like he's shrinking and he's becoming more and more silent.
Mm-hmm.
This misbehavior from everyone else, how the society treats him, kind of robs him of his agency, of his voice, of his physicality almost. He shrinks, he becomes smaller, I feel. And his eyes, oh my god.
I mean, it's almost like he loses who he is, his person. Uh,
Yes. I mean, think about how all the people are treating him.
I mean, I remember the scene where the two people are at this restaurant watching this police news piece, I think, on their
Yes.
mobile, and Arun just goes up to them and asks, uh,
Where did this
"Where
happen?
did this
This
happen?"
farm that people died, where
And the
did this
two guys
happen?
are like, they cannot believe that the guy, the Chotu who works at this stall, is coming up and asking them a question. It's almost like, know your stature, man. I mean, where your
I mean,
place is.
that's the thing,
Yeah.
because to them, he should be invisible,
Mm-hmm.
he should be silent, he should be silently serving them. So,
Yeah.
much like how Bajinder treated his bonded
Bonded
farm
laborers. Yes.
workers, just shackled them, they have no voice, they have no agency. Though Arun is, of course, he's free, he's working outside,
Mm-hmm.
but it seems like he's being treated the same way. That you should be silently
Mm-hmm.
just serving us, no question
Yes.
asked. He's so dehumanized.
Mm-hmm.
If he asks a question to the policeman, he gets slapped.
Yeah.
I think the only people who treat him like a human being is one, the NGO
Yeah. The
worker, the
woman.
woman.
Yeah.
And I think the next time he goes to morgue to look for his father,
This is one worker.
the one morgue worker who
Yeah.
says that, you can,
This is one
there
person
is
who
one person
survived.
who survived, maybe
Yeah.
you can go to the burn ward and check.
Hmm.
So the irony that the guy who works with the dead is treating this guy with some humanity,
Yeah.
and the others are treating him worse than an animal.
Um, Talking about the script, like we said, it was excellently written in season two. What I personally felt played a huge part in making the show, giving the environment of the stillness of the small town and where things don't move. Something that I noticed. I mean, I don't know if you've noticed this, but in the scenes, wherever there are trees or leaves being shown, there is no wind in it.
Oh, now that you say, I didn't notice that.
Yes, I think that is very important. I do not know if the makers did it. I think it's probably done intentionally, and that kind of gives it this stillness, this stagnant air in these small towns. I think that was excellently done.
Mm-hmm.
Also, music played a very important part. I, I do not think they used any different background scores in season two. It was pretty much the same as season one, but
I
the
think so.
background score itself was excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was very minimal. It's not like you're getting music in every scene, but the very important bits
But
there.
also, I really like it when a show or the maker really
Hmm.
trusts their audience
Yeah,
to feel that the audience doesn't always need some kind of rousing music to
right.
guide the emotions of the audience.
Hmm.
I mean, audience can be intelligent enough to understand where to feel what.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, mentioning the stillness and the atmosphere of the show, the very first scene in season one.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, do you know it reminded me of the opening of season one of True Detective as well?
You did tell me that.
Yes, I
Yes.
mean it's almost a very similar shot where it's the edge of a farm and the air is foggy and
Also, the color
the color
palette.
palette. Yes, it's very similar.
It is very True Detective
Yeah.
in its feel. But also,
Mhm.
yes, it did remind me of True Detective as well. But also, I think there was a similarity that I found with a lot of Nordic noirs.
You've
That
watched a
I,
lot of them, yes.
yeah, during the lockdown, during COVID lockdown, I am really into serial killer stuff.
Hmm.
So and like crime shows.
Yeah.
Um, this Icelandic show called Trapped, that kind of I feel mirrors a bit of, not exactly, I wouldn't say that any of these shows are similar,
Hmm.
but maybe they are similar in feel.
And a little
Um,
bit of context maybe as well.
yeah, so Trapped,
Hmm.
The Chestnut Man.
Hmm.
For that matter, I think I also watched the Valhalla Murders, though
Yeah.
it's not similar at all. But I'm talking about the stillness and the bleakness of the entire space.
Okay.
Well, let's do something fun.
Okay. Let's do something fun and something very quick.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I will ask you something, and you will have to say the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay,
Okay.
let's do that.
Okay. So, one scene from Kohra that stayed with you.
I will talk about season two.
Mm-hmm.
There's this scene I really found fun,
Mm-hmm.
which was there's this chase sequence
Mm-hmm.
of Johnny Malang's character
Yeah.
in Manali.
Okay.
And when the chase starts, the music, because you see the song
Oh
Ho
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 ho.
being used quite a bit in season two
Mm-hmm.
because they are making reels, like Preet's reel that they keep going back to.
Mm-hmm.
But the music starts and it's like, okay, that's an interesting choice of music for,
A
it's
chase
just,
sequence.
yes. And then they are running through this
Mm-hmm.
entire forest,
Yeah.
valley uh, in the mountains. It's so nicely done.
Mm-hmm.
And what I really found interesting is because this song, I
Mm-hmm.
realized it's been brought to my notice recently that this song, if you listen to the lyrics,
Mm-hmm.
it's a sad song. I
Uh-huh.
mean, the sound, the beats are, all
It's very
very upbeat,
upbeat. Yeah.
yes. But the Tare Gin Gin Raat Ko Teri, like I'm counting stars and I'm waiting for you. Main
Hmm.
Rata Jag, like I'm sorry, my Punjabi is not good. So I'm awake at night
Thinking of you.
thinking of you.
And
I
I'm
am
crying.
crying. I
Yes.
rok na pawa akhiyan, which I'm
Mm.
crying so much I can't stop the tears
Mhm.
from my eyes. But ishq tera tarpave,
Mm.
like your love is torturing me.
Yes.
So it's kind of sad,
Yeah.
but they are dancing, right?
Yeah.
Everyone dances to it. And all the
Yes.
clubs here also play this song. So if you notice that it's a sad song, right?
Hmm.
But when you think of Punjab,
Yeah.
what I found is that my entire perception of Punjab is from Bollywood films and
Right.
men and women dancing in colorful clothes in the mustard fields and all of that, right? But Kohra significantly changed that.
Yeah.
There's so much sadness and so much complexity and so much bleakness in Punjab. Of course, it might be all happy and bright as well, but this is also Punjab. I think this song, using this song, is very interesting in that sense that you dance and sing and all of that, but when you really
Think about
listen
it.
to
Yeah.
the lyrics and you think about it, it's really sad as well.
Yeah. I mean, we also had a very fun chase sequence in season one as well,
Ah,
where,
yes.
yes, uh, what was the character's name? I cannot remember. Was it Kulli?
Kulli,
Yes, Kulli. Kulli is having a bath and he soaked his whole body,
and
and
he's running, he's being
and
chased
he is in his
with soap,
underwear and he
with
starts
soap
running.
in his entire body, on his entire
That's
body.
also very symbolic in them showing Kulli as a very slippery character in season. Yeah,
Yes.
it's almost literal in a way.
I don't know the name of the person who played the
Uh-huh.
character, but he always plays very slippery characters. I saw him in Talwar as well. He was a very slippery character there as well. Anyway, yes, sorry.
But good actor,
Yes.
yes.
But yes,
Hmm.
that was a very fun and very unique chase
Right.
sequence as well. Oh, Garundi is running so much
In
in,
both
but
the
that
seasons,
was not Garundi chasing him.
it was Garundi chasing him.
Was it Garundi?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. And since we are talking about scenes that stayed with you, I would mention that one scene that stayed with me in season one was when Garundi is getting engaged and Balbir Singh is attending the event and he's dancing
Yes.
and he kind of loses himself in that moment. He has a lot going on in his life with the case, with things at home, with his affair with that other woman.
Mm.
But in that one moment, he is losing himself to the music.
He's almost in a trance.
Yes, his daughter is in the hospital. He's getting phone calls. It's shown in his pocket, but he does not even listen to the call. He's just dancing with his eyes closed. That kind of really hit me, and the music as well.
Okay. Do you have any hot takes?
Uh, might be a little too hot for some people, but I think Kohra is better than Patal Lok.
Ooh.
I,
That is, yes, that is certainly a very hot take.
I mean, I love Patal Lok. I love Jaideep Ahlawat as Hathiram. But the makers of Kohra did something else with the show altogether. I mean, everything is so real. The
But
plot
also,
is.
Patal Lok was also, everything was very real.
It was, but I don't know.
I don't know. I cannot compare. I
Yeah,
cannot compare.
right.
Yes. But yes, I loved Kohrra as
Hmm.
well. Yeah.
Do you have any recommendations for people who've watched Kohra and want to watch more things like this?
I mean, there are a lot of police procedurals.
I mean, if I had to think about one from the top of my mind about an Indian police procedural, I think The Hard is one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, although it's not very mainstream like Patal Lok and Delhi Crime, The Har is an excellent police procedural with strong
Also,
performances.
it's very similar
Yeah.
in the sense that it's also in small town
Mm-hmm.
Rajasthan,
Yeah.
and it is also talking about social issues,
Yes.
why this person is able to kill so many women. It's a serial killer show.
Yeah.
Why? What is helping him? It's a society in a
Yeah.
way, right? Yes, that's a good recommendation. If people are interested in police procedurals or crime shows, of course, the mainstream ones like True Detective, Mindhunter, these are there. But there is one show that I watch. It is a police procedural called Unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's not that popular. I think I'm not sure, I don't know a lot of people who have watched it. It is a show about this girl getting, sexually assaulted, and it's almost like no one believes her, and how there are two police women who kind of get together to solve
They're
the
from two
crime.
different states, and
Yes,
yes.
yes, and they kind of connect and they try to solve the
Hmm.
crime. It's a very, very sensitively made show, very well made. It's a mini series, so it's
Yeah,
not like it goes on forever. It's
yeah,
just one season.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So our very first video podcast is done,
Yes.
and we hope everybody liked watching it and listening to us. This is definitely available on YouTube. We hope everybody likes the video, subscribes to our channel as well. And it will also be available on Spotify podcasts, Apple podcasts,
Amazon.
Amazon Music, and other podcast platforms. Right. So this was Bodhi,
And this was Sneha.
and we are Movie Maniacs. See you next time. Bye.